Have you wanted to create AI images of yourself to use for maybe headshots if you don't want to go and pay for a high-end branding experience? Maybe you're looking for images of yourself to put on a website or to use on your social media. Well, I'm going to show you how we can create images that look just like you using AI that you can then use across all social media platforms and everything to really start growing that brand in your business. So the very first thing that we need to do is we are going to create an account on Replicate. Replicate is going to be the website that we're going to use that's going to build out the images of ourselves. But before we get into Replicate, what we need to do is we need to create a folder that has images of yourself. Now, recommended is like having 10 to 20 images. I like to have a little bit more than that because I find the more images that you have of yourself, the more that the AI knows how to make it look like you. So I have a ton of images in here. I have some professional images of myself. I have some selfie type images. So there's a lot of different images in here. What we want to do is we want to make sure that all of these have the name Brooke in it because that is my name. And that's what we're going to use as our trigger to create images of myself. So you can do this on either a Mac or on a PC, but if you select all of the images, I'm going to right click and click on rename, and I'm just going to put in Brooke. It will then go through, rename all of these images. I have 183 images, so there's a lot of them. But it's going to rename all of these images so it all has Brooke in the title. Then what I want to do, I'm going to come back to branding. You see I have this training AI images on Brooke, and then what I want to do is I want to compress it into a zip file. So this is going to zip all of those images together. So we now have a file that we can upload into Replicate, and it will start training itself on what I look like or what you look like. So while that is doing that, let's come and we are going to sign up for a Replicate account. You can sign up for a free account. They've changed a little bit about the way that they do their pricing. So you have to add in $10 into your account to get started. Now it's going to take about $2 to $3 to train the AI on you. But after that, I run this for all my thumbnails, for social media images. I use a lot for the different images, for ads, things like that I want to create of myself. And so I'm running this a lot every single month, and it costs me about $1 a month for all of the images that I'm creating. So it's really cheap to get images of yourself, and now you never have to pay for an expensive brand photo shoot again. So let's go ahead and sign up for a free account. All right, once you're in and you've created your free account, you can add in your billing methods and get everything all set up. There's going to be a link below that you can click on that will have our model that we're going to use. So this is the model right now that is really, I find, the best to train on making images look just like you. So this is the Flux LoRA trainer. And so what we're going to do here, just click on that link below. We need to choose a destination. So where is this model going to go? We're actually creating this model. So you can see I have some in here already, but we're going to create a new model. And I'm just going to name this Brooke 2. And we want to make it private. So I don't want anyone else to be able to make images of me, so I'm keeping this as private. Here, this is where we're going to upload that zip file that we have of all those images of ourselves. So here we have our images all ready to go. The last thing that we need to update right here is this trigger word. So it's going to have the default in here. I'm going to put in Brooke. So that way when I'm writing about like create an image of Brooke that's this in my prompt, whenever I use the keyword Brooke, it's going to know that it needs to create images of Brooke because that's what we're training it on right now. So once you have that all done, all the rest of these settings you can just leave as they are. You're going to click on create training. Now, as this is going through, this is going to take probably about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how many images you have. I had quite a few, so in adding all of these images is going to take a little bit. So we're going to come back once it's done, and then I'll show you what the next step is.
20 minutes later.
All right, so that took about 21 minutes to create the whole training. So now this AI model is trained on what Brooke looks like. So let me show you, we can run the train model right here, but I think it's going to be more beneficial to show you how to get to this, because the first time that I did this, I just clicked on run train model and I put in my prompt, but then the next time when I came back to it, I wasn't quite sure where to find it. So let me show you where to find this. You're going to kind of come up here into the dashboard and go to models. That's how you're going to find it. So anytime that you go to log in to replicate, you'll go to dashboard and then models, and you'll see, so this is the one that I normally use to create images of myself. You can see I've run it 174 times, and out of all of those times, each time that I run it, like per month, I'm usually paying anywhere between $1 to $1.50 for all of the images that I'm running. So this is the new one that we just created. So we're going to go through and try this one and see maybe it's even better than the one that we've done before. To create the image, we need to give it a prompt. So this is what you want your image to look like. So we definitely want to make sure we have our keyword. So that's going to be your name. So I can say create an image of Brooke. And when you do that, see it has the little name or the little box around your name. That way you know that it's going to be pulling from all of the images that you just trained it on. Now, when we're creating the prompt, we want to make sure that we're describing, if we care about what the background looks like, what the lighting looks like, what kind of position that we're standing in, what our facial expression is. And sometimes this takes a little bit of playing around to just get it the right way of how you want to put this all together. I was creating one where I was trying to make an image of myself of being a punk rocker. So I said, make an image of Brooke like she was a punk rocker, and it did not get it right. So what I did is I took that, I went into Claude, because Claude, I think, writes the best prompts. And I said, I'm trying to create an image of Brooke as a punk rocker, but the prompt that I'm putting in to the AI image generator just isn't quite what I want it to be. And so I had Claude write one out for me, and it was awesome. So that's one thing that you can look at, is if you're writing these prompts and you're like, this really isn't getting what I want, you can then go to Claude and have Claude write a prompt for you. But for this, we're just going to say create an image of Brooke. All right, so we'll stick that in there and we'll see what happens. Now, all of these settings, you want to make sure that you're looking at the aspect ratio. I like to use this one because that's more of like a YouTube thumbnail size, but if you're making banners for your website, this is a really good one to use too. And if you're making images for social media, then you'll want to do the 1-to-1. So these top 3 are usually the ones that I use the most, but we're going to select this one. The next thing that we want to make sure we change is number of outputs. If you just have it create one, I feel like one, it's kind of hard to see which one is the best. So I'm going to make this go to the max of 4. The other thing that I also want to change is the output. We want to change what kind of images it's creating. A web file, it makes it harder if you want to like add it into Canva and change things up. So I changed this to a JPEG. Once we have all that done, then you're just going to click run. So we're going to see what this comes up with. So it takes just like maybe a minute or two to go through and create the 4 different images for the prompt that we just put in. Okay, so here's the images that it created. Not too bad. My hair is a little darker than normal, but I think out of this one that probably looks the least like me, but pretty good, right? So if there's something that we want to change, then we can go through and change up the prompts and maybe want to have it be a little bit different, maybe a different expression. We want to have, some whatever else is that we want to have different. But overall, I think this is pretty good. So when we want to use one of these, you can either just right click and then you can save the image, or you can just download the image. Or if you like all of them, then you can just download all of them. It will put it in a zip file and you can download all those images. So then you can use them for social media, for websites, for if you are looking to create headshots, or if you're doing a YouTube channel and you want to start using them for your thumbnails, you can do that too. That is how you can create an AI image that I feel like it creates pretty good images of yourself, especially if you train it correctly. Because just like everything, if you put in garbage into AI, you're going to get garbage out. So the better quality images that you can add in there with different expressions on your face, having different backgrounds, wearing different clothes, all of that, it's going to train the AI on all the things that you are wearing, what you're looking like, your facial expressions, not just like forward facing, but you can see how this one has like a side profile. You want to make sure that you're giving the AI all different kinds of images, so that way it's going to create the best image for you. I'm so excited to see what kind of images you create and what you are going to use these for. As always, keep thinking strategically.